Anyways, let's go ahead while we're waiting for my wife to get here. Let's go ahead and shake the 9 gates. This is a really good beginning to any Qigong practice at any time, every day. This is a great way to start. So the 9 gates sounds kind of mystical, right? It's not. It's the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, cervical, thoracic, lumbar, pelvis, knees, ankles. 9 gates, 9 major joint areas. Here's Lucy. She's going to join us too. Yes, which is super cool. And here's my wife, Helly. She's coming in to join us. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to shake the 9 gates. Just a quick rewind. I just explained to everybody we're not worried about quality. The animals are going to join us. We're just enjoying this. I have 20 years of trying to get these sort of things done, and I'm slow. And so to get past that, we're going to just do this, right?
Let's do it.
So introduce yourself if you would like.
Sure. I'm Helly. I'm Tad's wife, and this is Lucy. Needs walkies, and yeah, I'm looking forward to joining in some Qigong.
So
I've been practicing with Tad. Tad is my sensei. He's my master, and I am very happy to share some of the things. Lucy, please. He passed on to me.
So first off, make sure you got enough room that you're not going to hit each other if you're doing this with other people. Okay, and I'm kind of checking image too to make sure we stay within the frame. There's something that we do called gathering and setting, and so I'm just checking right now to make sure that we're all good. Gathering and setting, and we'll get into all that. But let's go back to shaking the 9 gates. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start with let's always start with that opening sequence of gathering 3 times and setting as your opening moment. So you want to look at your feet. Are they shoulder width apart? Are they parallel? Are your knees slightly bent? Is your belly relaxed? Because you're going to want to breathe there. Is your back relaxed? Almost like you're getting ready to sit down, but you're just starting to sink to sit on a bench behind you. Then, rocking onto your toes, inhale through your nose and draw in all the energy of the world around you, and then wash it over you. A long exhale, sinking down into your heels. I'll get into this whole standing on a boat thing later. Inhale, rock to the toes. Washing the energy over you. Exhale, sink to your heels. Gather. And set. Now let's shake the 9 gates. Start to shake your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. Start to tap your heels and bounce a little bit. If you're shaking your torso, your neck, your shoulders, your heart, your chest, if you're shaking it all right, then you should be pulsing a little bit of air out of your nose on the fall. Free up everything. Feel your neck loose, your heart and rib cage loose, your shoulders loose. Feel your wrists, elbows, and shoulders, your neck, your heart, and your low back, your ankles, your knees, and your hips, all gently shaking it all out, loosening up. And when you're ready, just stop and set in. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go ahead and bring in standing on a boat. The center of your Qigong practice is called standing on a boat. What is that? What it is it's a transition of weight onto your toes as you inhale, and a sinking into the heels, softening the knees, and flattening the back on the exhale. So let's break this down. Weight shifts forward as I inhale, and my hands pull back. Well, this is actually my shoulder blades pulling together and down, opening my heart. Then I put my weight on my heels. I gently tuck my pelvis under, flattening my back, and then I hollow my chest and I close. All the breath through your nose. So inhale and exhale. So rock onto the toes, inhaling through the nose. Exhale into the heels. Let's add another piece. When you inhale, feel this low belly below the belly button. So 3 fingers below your belly button and 3 fingers inside is the area called the Dan Tian. And this is where we want our breath. So when you inhale onto your toes, fill that area with air. And then when you rock to your heels and pull, tucking that pelvis under and flattening that back, pull that belly button in and hollow the chest. Exhale. Let's do a couple. Rock to the toes, fill the belly all the way to the heart. Exhale into the heels. Rounding over it. Expand out into it. And clear, exhaling, sinking, pulling in. Let's add another piece, the tongue. Put the tongue on the roof of the mouth as you inhale. Put the tongue on the lower teeth as you exhale. There are these deep meridians that flow in the body, energy pathways, and they're called vessels. You have a vessel that runs up your spine called the governing vessel. And you have a vessel that runs down the front of your torso called the conception vessel. So exhale into the heels, dropping the tongue to the lower teeth. Now you're going to rock to your toes, fill your belly, raise your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and try to feel air rise up your spine, up the governing vessel. And then sink into the heels, tuck the pelvis, pull in the belly, drop the tongue to the lower teeth, closing and exhaling, and feel this red line down the conception vessel. Blue line up the spine, inhaling. Red line down the front of the torso, exhaling. So let's break it down again. Onto the toes, belly fills, tongue to the roof of the mouth, inhale. Into the heels, tuck the pelvis, pull up the perineum on the exhale, and bring energy down the front of the body. Energy up the back of the body. See if you can feel a sensation of rising up the spine and sinking down the torso. Onto the toes, tongue up, inhale. Into the heels, tongue down, exhale. Let's do one more, inhale. And exhale. You may hear the cough that's happening. That's perfect. You want that. That means you're actually opening your lungs and clearing out any impurities. That means you're doing it right. So don't be afraid to cough. Actually, let it happen. Let it flow. Fill and inhale. Exhale. Rock onto the toes and inhale. Sink into the heels and exhale. Fill your belly with air. Inhale. Tuck your pelvis and pull up the perineum. Exhale. Fill all the way to your heart. Inhale. Feel the rounding. Exhale. Tongue to the roof of the mouth. Inhale. Tongue to the lower teeth. Exhale. Feel the top of the head rising to the heavens, the byway lifting. Feel the body sinking and rounding and releasing. We have a saying, inhale to find your body, exhale to find your smile. Inhale. And exhale. Now let's go ahead and present our arms in front of our body like a big round circle. This is the standing posture of metal. This is a space that we've created that we want to take the light and the photons of the sun and draw into this space. So we want to inhale from the belly, expanding onto the toes, tongue up, and we want to pull light into that space. And then we want to surround that space and hug it like a big pregnant belly, a big Buddha belly. Inhaling and exhaling around it, embracing it like you're hugging and holding it, smiling into it. Expand and fill it. Tongue to the roof, tongue drops the lower teeth, and surround it. The back of your body is the back of the ball, your arms are the sides of the ball, filling. Fill that space and absorb, compress, and pull that space into the body. Rock onto the toes and expand. And surround and sink. Let's move into our 5 animals. The 5 animal postures are done with sounds, and the sounds are vibrations made audibly by your breath and mouth. You're going to use these vibrations to try to target organ areas. Now I'm going to move pretty quickly through this so this video doesn't last forever. And don't worry if you get it all this time, we'll do it again. You should do these practices every day. Onto the toes, tongue up, into the heels, tongue down. At any point, if you get lost or you're not sure where you should be, just go back to this standing posture of metal and the standing on a boat, breathing. Try to feel the microcosmic orbit of the energy up the spine on the inhale, down the front of the torso on the exhale. Try to integrate the blue rising, that's water rising up the spine, and fire falling down to the bottom of the pelvis. This is where you go when you center. And exhale. Let's go ahead and do 3 gathering and settings. Gather. And set. Gather and set. Gather and set. Now, find your range of motion that's comfortable. Reach down and grab the earth. Pull it up through your body. This is a long inhale, all the way to your heart. At the heart, turn your palms to the sky. Exhale, press into the sky. Then reach out and gather everything all the way down to the earth. Long inhale. Exhale and press the sky. Inhaling. And exhale, press the sky. Now bend the knees, sink down, and present the palms forward. They call this posture pushing 10,000 pounds. Now check yourself. Are your knees going past your toes? If they are, turn the toes out, turn the heels out, so you can go a little bit lower. But for this first presentation, you don't need to go real low. Just stay at about, I'd say 1/3 of your range. So this would be half of the range. I'd say actually stay up around 1/4 of your range. So be at the top 1/4 of your range. Let's do a little check here. Can you tuck your pelvis? If you're down so low that it's hard to tuck your pelvis, then you're too low. So go ahead and rise all the way up so your legs are straight. Bend the knees and tuck the pelvis. I want you to flatten the back. That's the proper stance. And the knees should be just behind the toes. When you look at your toes, they're not going past your toes. They're just behind your toes. That's safe, Okay, hands forward. This is called pushing 10,000 pounds. So the simple is you just inhale, and on the exhale, you press. On the inhale, you pull like you're drawing air through your palms. And then on the exhale, you press. Now to add a motion to that, you can inhale and you can gather the earth, pull it up. Exhale and press. Inhale, gather the earth and pull it up. Exhale and press. Pull up the earth and press. This posture is a metal posture. That means it's very beneficial for the lungs and the large intestine. And its color in your mind as you inhale and draw it in is white. So when you inhale, see white rushing into your lungs and large intestine. On the exhale, blow out gray like smoke and impurity leaving. Now this time, gather the earth, pulling in white light into the lungs and large intestine. Exhale, gray. Now we're going to add the sound of metal. H-I-S-S-S. Hiss. So go ahead and inhale, pulling up the earth. Exhale. Hiss. Pull up the earth, see white light rushing in to the lungs, the large intestine, and blow out the gray. Hiss. Inhale, pulling it up to the heart. Hiss. Very good. And return to the standing posture of metal. Inhale. Exhale. Hiss. Pulling in white light into the lungs and large intestine. Exhale. Hiss. Illuminate your lungs, your large intestine with white light. Clear them. Hiss. Then let your arms float out into water. Water is what follows metal. So wherever you find metal, metal supports water. Water is winter, and water is the kidneys and the bladder. Water is deep, 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 deep blue, like a deep navy blue. The stance for water is literally like standing in a river. And you want to have this nice openness underneath your armpits so that the lymphatic system isn't compressed and pinched off. You want it open, okay? You want your fingers to be in the flow of the stream that's washing past you. And when you inhale, you want to lean into the flow of that water, filling your bladder and kidneys with blue light. And as you exhale, you want to yield, sinking into the heels, tucking the pelvis, hollowing the chest, dropping the tongue, and sink and ground into the bottom of the riverbed, feeling the water rush through your fingertips. Inhale into the flow. Exhale and sink. Inhale into the flow. See the gray leaving your body. See the blue rushing in to your bladder and your kidneys. Sink into the bottom of the river. And let's prepare to do the healing sound and motions of water. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take and make our hands into two robin's eggs fists. In other words, that's like binoculars. That's like hands that are not squeezed tight. You want them open and round and soft. You want to take those round open hands and you want to take the backs of your wrists and the hands and you want to put them right on your kidneys. Let's go ahead and take a second here and scrub the kidneys. Just warm those kidneys. Take your hands and just rub them on the kidneys. You can switch back and forth if you want. So you're taking the back of your hand, your wrist, You can make it a nice long scrub. This is also a lot of bladder meridian point here. So this is just great for everything. The kidneys are the home of ancestral qi. They hold our ancestry and the memories and the genetics in the 5-element, in the medical Qi Gong arena of thought. This is where we hold our history. So keeping the kidneys healthy is a really, really big deal. So give them a second to just warm them nicely with the wrist. It should feel really nice, like a little massage underneath the floating rib, your 10th, 11th, or 12th rib there. And then when you're ready, make that open fist, robin's egg holding position again. And this is what the motion will look like. We inhale, we're on our toes, our tongue is up. We inhale, we look up gently, and then as we exhale, we bend forward and we allow a stretch to happen in our kidneys gently. This inhale is where we pull blue light into the kidneys and the bladder, and then we exhale out the gray. Our sound is C-H-U-U-U, and C-H-U-U-U is really interesting because you don't ever want the chew to go chew. You don't want it to go down. You always want it to be either even chew, or you want it to go up chew. I like just keeping it even and maybe raising it an octave each time, just a little bit. I don't know anything about music, but anyways, just raising the tone just a little bit each time. So let's go ahead and find our stance, find our toes on the inhale, find our heels on the exhale. Find the dantian, the low belly on the inhale. Feel the back round and soften as you tuck the pelvis on the exhale. Bring that inhale of blue light all the way up. And chew. Draw in blue light into the kidneys and bladder. Out with the gray. Chew. Inhale blue light. Chew. Release your hands out to feel the flow of the river. Inhale. Fill the body. Expanding. Gather and set. Always standing on a boat. Finding the body on the inhale. Finding the smile on the exhale. Now let's transition to wood. Water supports wood. Wood is the tree. So we stand as a tree. Find your fingers, find your third digit, and let that reach for the sky. Find your feet, find your toes and heels, what we call a big triangle, little triangle, and sink your roots into the earth. You're the tree. You're the solid strength of this beautiful life form. The tree is able to draw energy through its crown and branches up into the sky, cycling it back down to the earth, gathering it from the core of the earth, bringing it up on its inhalation, sinking it back down into the earth. The tree is the color of deep green, like the clothing I'm wearing. It is the color of this season, which is spring. It is the liver and the gallbladder. And this is the standing posture of wood. Wood is actually a directionally sensitive routine of motion. And so I'm going to speak to you from mirror perspective on this so that you can do it facing the screen and do it correctly. So I'm going to speak that this is your right hand and this is your left hand, okay? Let's go ahead and set this up. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to put it in front of your liver. Am I getting that right?
It's the other way
I
around.
totally got it wrong. Yeah. Okay, let's start over. Okay, so basically the liver, I'm going to turn around. The liver sits right here on the right side of the body. Okay.
How about I'll do
This-
I'll
This is
I'll do the
all
backwards.
about the liver. Okay, the liver and the gallbladder. So as you face me, in order to be in the right presentation, you would take your left hand and you would put it in front of your liver on the right. So for me, I'm going to actually I'm going to set it up. So this facing you is the proper presentation, okay, as I face you. But if I turn, okay, see, here we are. All right. So left hand is going to push out the right flank of the body. And the right hand is going to hold up the sky, okay? So we're going to lean and we're going to push away. And when we push, we're going to push across, okay? So I'm going to reverse everything. So now this is lined up for you. Now don't change. You're here. You're just like this, okay? Left hand here, right hand here. Okay, I'm going to change. Okay, there you go. So right now, you're going to inhale and you're going to squeeze the liver. And then you're going to exhale. You're going to press up to the sky. You're going to push across past the body. And you're going to just gently turn your head, just gently, like you're going to halfway look at your hand. Then you're going to inhale and pull it back. And you're going to exhale and push across. I'm going to switch so you see my back again. Okay, now I'm going to do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Now I'll walk you through it, okay? Our sound is S-H-I-I-I. Our color is deep, deep green. And we're focusing on squeezing and clearing the liver and the gallbladder. So you're going to inhale and lean and squeeze that liver by leaning into it. And then you're going to exhale, push across. Inhale. Green light rushing in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gather. Pulling it all the way down to the earth. This is the toroidal pattern of wood in a tree running up through the body, expressing and exhaling into the sky, and then inhaling the earth up through the body, exhaling into the sky. Let's add our sound. Set into tree. like the wind through leaves. So find the liver and gallbladder in your mind, fill it with green light. Exhale out the impurities. One more where we lift our branches into the sky, sinking our roots. Wood supports fire. Here's the standing posture of fire. Fire is like hugging your heart, hugging a tree, holding a cauldron of glowing red-pink light. Your body is like you're hovering over, say, the stirrups of a horse, and you're floating over the body of the horse while you're holding this cauldron, this glowing ball of fire. This is our heart. This is our small intestine, and it is deep, deep red. Inhale and draw red through the fingertips into the heart, into the intestines. And our sound will be H-A-A-A. Draw it in. Draw it in. Now we're going to do the motion that supports the sound. Once again, this is directionally sensitive. So I'm going to turn around to set it up and talk to you as you are in your own body. So as I turn, I'm going to take and I'm going to put my right hand over here on the left side of my body, pressing out. Left hand I'm going to put over my head and press the sky. When I inhale, I'm going to lean in. When I exhale, I'm going to push across. Okay, so now I'm going to switch so you can see the whole thing. So you're going to inhale, you're going to squeeze. This is actually kind of the spleen part of your rib cage, but this is actually really focusing on this heart region and the small intestine. So you're going to inhale, leaning in to that left, as you face me, left flank, and exhale, push across. Inhale. Drawing in red into the heart and large intestine. Let's give the heart one more. Gather. Pull it up to the heart. Press into the sky. Inhale. Pulling the earth up. Exhale into the sky. Inhale. Exhale. And come to the standing posture of metal. Let's do 3 more standing with the sound H-A-A-A. Onto the toes, standing on a boat. Inhale. And put yourself in the center of this ball of light as fire creates earth. Earth is yellow. Earth is second summer or the ripening phase of the growth cycle. Earth is the middle. Earth is stomach and spleen. Earth is H-O-O-O. Earth is the center of the feng shui directions. So as you stand here, see if you can create an image in your mind of a glowing yellow sphere that you are totally immersed within, created by the perfect roundness of your arms. Inhale onto the toes, tongue up. See in your mind yellow, filling your stomach and spleen. Exhale out gray. Bring in our sound. Vibrate the stomach and the spleen. Take your hands into soft, open robin eggs fists and tuck them right into your stomach area, just under your diaphragm. Kind of lift a little, lifting your ribs. See if you can get your hands under there. And now we'll do our sound, H-O-O-O, as we pull up and under and bend forward gently, clearing and massaging the spleen and the stomach. Let's inhale in, yellow light into the spleen, stomach. Exhale, gray. Inhaling. Inhaling. Gather. Set. Put yourself in the center of the earth circle. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling yellow in, gray out. Fill. Smile. Turn your toes in, bend your knees in, and prepare for triple warmer. Gather, put your hands in the shape of a roof, and take the sound H-E-E-E and run it all the way through your body, all the way from your mouth, all the way to the anus, the entire digestion, elimination, and reproduction. Pink light rushing in. Draw it in. Let's bring in our animals. Return back to pushing 10,000 pounds. Metal. H-I-S-S-S is our sound, and we're going to add our tiger. The tiger has claws. The first two claws are closer together, and then the outer claws are wider. The tiger presses 10,000 pounds, swipes down, pushes back, and then does 3 clearings at the end of its breath. I'll show you. Yes. Let's do it. Yes. And one more. Yes. Stand in the standing posture of metal. Tiger is metal, white light, lungs, large intestine. Metal supports water. Water is CHUUU. Water is kidney and bladder. And water is the bear. Now the bear is interesting, kind of directionally sensitive and a little bit complicated. So I'm actually going to turn around and show water before I try to describe it. So water is the bear. The bear has paws. The paw is the labor point of the palm, and it has claws. So it has paw and claw on both hands. That's held throughout the whole motion. The bear puts one paw at its kidney. This is water. And puts the other paw, and it pushes across. When it does that, it loads one leg with all its weight and kind of comes on the toes of the back leg, and then it turns and presses. Then the bear clears the water, gathers water with the other hand, brings the hand to the kidney, shifts the weight over to the other leg, in this case my right leg, pushes across to the right, pivots, loading that right leg, coming on the toe, and exhales and presses behind itself. Now, gather, press across, exhaling. Here's your inhale, press across, twist, press back. Okay, now I'm going to stay facing that way for this presentation. Helio will be forward. This way you can see, this is probably easier for you to follow, but this gives you an anterior perspective as well. Okay, so our sound is C-H-U-U-U. It's the color blue, it's water. So I'm going to start with my right hand on my right kidney, my left hand gathers, I shift my weight right, I push across, I rotate, choo, gather the waters, choo, 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 and one more. Stand in water. Fill your bladder and kidneys. Water supports wood. Inhale, one more for water. Wood, liver, gallbladder, green, like what I'm wearing, and the deer. The deer has antlers. The deer has bounding, springing spring strength, early growth, lots of freedom and power in its tendons and ligaments. And it reaches and then sinks down, pulling its power up over its ears and extends its antlers. And as it does so, it releases S-H-I-I-I. Only go down to your level of comfort if you're really stiff, only this far. See your liver and gallbladder filling with green light. Deer. And one more. Pull it down. Find your ground. Inhale. And set. Now we prepare for fire. Fire is the hawk. The hawk rises up, bringing one of its talons to its knee, and then it extends to reach and grasp its prey as it controls its descent. This is heart. This is red. This is small intestine. This is hawk. The hawk switches and rises, and then lowers and grasps. Let's add our sound, H-A-A-A. And one more. Stand in fire. Let's give 3 to the heart and the small intestine. Fire creates earth. Yellow, center, stomach and spleen, and it's the monkey. The monkey touches the inside of the knees, drapes gently its fingers, rolling up through its shoulders, up into its ears, and then makes soft wrists, sinking the energy playfully and softly through the body, all the way down back to the knees. This is like a rising, coiling of the spine, bringing the energy up. And the sound is H-O-O. Stand in earth. Draw it in. And gather. Turn the feet in, turn the knees in. This time kind of walk in a little to the knees touch. Now, the appropriate way to be would be you're standing in earth and then you turn the toes in, you bring the heels in. You turn the toes in and then you touch the knees. You gather. And H-E-E, gather. Gather. Gather and set. Gather and set. Gather and set. Go ahead and stand in metal. And let's just do a walk through one more time of each one of the standings with the sound. If you want to do this silently in your mind, in your standing postures, you'd set yourself up in this way. Feet are slightly wider than shoulder, knees are behind the toes, pelvis is gently tucked. 5 points of awareness is, or 10 points I mean, is the head rises to the sky, the shoulders are down. The kidneys fill with air when you inhale, and the chest hollows. The belly fills with air in the dantian, and the pelvis tucks. The elbows reach outward, and the knees coil inward. Third digits reach out, feet grip the earth. H-I-S-S-S. Water. Wood. Fire. Earth. Triple warmer pericardium. Gather. Set. Gather. Set. Gather. Come to prayer. Say thanks for being in this space. Say thanks to this space for being in you. Now pull up the earth and bring down the sky. Pull up the earth. Bring down the sky. And on the last one, this next one, keep your head to the left. Pull up the earth. Locking in that chi. Namaste. Namaste.
Thanks for that nice doggy energy too.
And the kitty's over here too. Thank you, everybody. That's first run doing it this way. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.
Bye.